This is Hiro, and this is how my cat wakes me up every single morning. He either jumps on my bed at 9 a.m. and if it's 10, he doesn't let me sleep past that time and jumps onto my bed and will either try to pat my head or meow until I'm actually up. So he forces me to get up every single morning. Hiro is 2 years old currently. He's a tabby short hair with a white belly with a brown birthmark spot on the left side of his nose. He was born June 1st, 2017, or June 2017 as they assume, and he's got his own routine of the day. He first bothers my dad at around 6 a.m. since that's when he wakes up for work and stays with him until he leaves the house or starts his work. Once my dad begins, he goes to my mom around 7:30 a.m. to wake her up. Finally, after around 9 a.m. is when he's gonna go bother me, and he remains with me for most of the day. Hiro was found by the pet shop Nature here in Montreal, West Island, Kirkland, outside late at night. He didn't have a collar but seemed well groomed, meaning that he had an older family that he used to live with. He was definitely a house cat from the way he was reacting outdoors and from just his behavior. We assume he either ran away or he was left behind. I'm going with more of the left behind, and so does the store as well, because Hiro actually does have a tag on his ear, and when they tried calling the number associated with the tag, no one ever replied and no one ever came for him. Fun fact that his original name is Ziggy. When we adopted him, that's the name they gave him. And oh man, let me tell you, did Ziggy sell himself. Originally, back in 2018, which is when I got him, it was actually the day after Halloween, November 1st, 2018, we were looking for another cat to adopt. We went to go visit him. But as we were looking at our cats, Ziggy here broke out of his cage, literally unlocked the door and knew how to push it up and outwards and came right to us and man, sold himself quite well. He was rolling around, he was purring, he came close to us, he kissed my mom, he went into Leanne's arms. We also noticed how big he was. He was so full of love. As you could see, Hiro isn't exactly the normal sized cat. Not only does he have a little bit of a tummy, but he's just so massive. He's extremely long. He's 17 pounds. He was 15 when we got him. He gained 2 more with us. And he just has massive muscles. If you ever pet his shoulders, you'll realize just how much of bone and muscle this guy had. When he came to us, it felt like an instant connection. He was looking at us, he looked me in the eye, I looked at him, and I just knew he chose me. I wanted to be with him, and I can tell he wanted to be with us. Even during the entire ride home in his cage, he never complained. He just was super quiet and just behaved. He was just excited to get out of the place he was in and made himself right at home as soon as he entered the door. So if you're wondering in cat years just how old Hiro is, you always take the year of human years times 7, and that will be Hiro's age. So he is currently 2 years old. He's going to be 3 in June. So you just take 2, you multiply it by 7, and he's currently 14 years old. He's going to be 21 soon. He's going to be an adult, which means me and him are going to have so much girl talk, like, hey girl, very, very shortly. I think my favorite thing about Hiro is just how real he is. He's the kind of cat that he always wants to be around you, showing how much he loves you, but he wants his space. He makes it very... He makes you very grounded. He always tells you what he wants. And one of the questions I got was, does he talk? And he actually does. He will physically meow in your face if you're looking at him, trying to tell you what he wants and when. And he'll even guide you by walking towards something. And he'll look back to see your feet if you're actually following him or not, which is the cutest thing in the world. And you're going to see that during this vlog. So that is one of my favorite things, but I think his purr and his meow is what's probably my favorite. All of him, he's just, the way he just speaks and purrs, it's just so calming, and it immediately cures like all anxiety right away. I have never given Hiro a bath before. He washes himself daily. He does a really good job at that. He always smells really good. I'm always feeling him to make sure that he is, you know, taking care of himself, and that if he needs anything at all, if I do need to wash him, he actually smells so good. I don't even know how to describe it. He has this scent that just feels so at home and is so fresh. I don't know if it's his litter or what, but he takes care of himself. You could tell he's a healthy boy. He does not hate water. He actually really likes going outside, and even when the rain touches him, he completely ignores it. The way he drinks water, I'll show you, is he will dunk his head into a big, you know, pool of water, and he'll just soak himself all up and his paws, and he won't care at all. So water is definitely not his weakness. I think the only thing that has happened that is kind of sad with Hiro is just the family that he used to be with. I think it's sad that anyone would give this perfect cat away, or just any cat or animal. I can't imagine him doing anything wrong. He doesn't scratch, he doesn't bite, he doesn't, you know, he's not annoying in any way. He's so perfect, and he's always trying to be well behaved, and I think that might be a reflection based off of the family he was with. He refuses to go on top of furniture. He refuses to you know, bite or scratch, and even when he has hairballs, he'll kind of force it back down, and I think that might be a reflection off of how the family he used to be with treated him. So I'm assuming that's probably the worst thing that he's maybe been through. I think besides that, he's a very healthy, happy cat. Hiro's favorite activity to do is probably sleep. He sleeps around maybe 16 hours a day. He loves napping. Besides that, it's definitely to go outside. Whenever I'm awake, the first thing he does is he guides me to the door, and he just wants to go out for a little walk around the area of my house, or he just wants to sit down with us. I think he likes to be near us. Whenever me and my family are watching a movie or I'm streaming, he'll sit right next to us and just want to be in our presence. So I think those are his definite favorite things to do, since he does it daily. Hiro has 3 spots where he likes to take a nap. And the first one you saw was on the kitchen chair. He sits there in the morning. That's where he goes if he just wants to take a nap or stay with family as they're having breakfast. He just kind of sits there. And then around 11 a.m. he goes to his little spot under the tree. I have like this plant upstairs on my top floor, and he likes to go right under it and just stay there. And that's where he is for most of the day, actually. It's his favorite spot for napping and also just hanging out there whenever he wants to just be near me as I'm doing my work. Even recording right now, he's there. He just likes to stay there. That's like his peace zone. Finally, of course, it is his bed. He loves his bed. He loves to be cuddled up when he is not ready for a nap, but a real sleep. He goes into his bed and he makes it very obvious that he wants to be covered and cuddled, so I make sure that he's wrapped up nice and warm. He actually shakes if he's not covered, so we make sure he's nice and cozy, and then he just sleeps there until he's ready to get up. What made me name him Hiro is because of where I was in the past and how he just saved me. My cat Hiro is the most precious thing in the world. He is so real, and he loves me for who I am, and no matter what I do or no matter what happens to me, I'm perfect in his eyes, and I'm his best friend, and I love that. I think when I got him, there was this immediate connection, and I was going through a really rough time with anxiety and having a lot of anger issues towards myself and my past that he just immediately just saved me from. So he is my hero. He just immediately told me that things were gonna be okay, and even when I'm sad or I'm not feeling well and having anxiety, he'll just feel it, and he comes to me and he just wants me to pet him, and he knows that it calms me when I'm petting him and listening to his purr. He even lets me, he has such a big, cute tummy that he lets me lay on it, and I'm able to smell him and just feel him and his fur, and it's so warm, and I just feel at peace, and he just allows me to do that. So He saves me and makes me make sure that I feel at home where I am, no matter what happens and when. So he's my hero, and that's why. He's also kind of based off of the movie Big Hero 6, the main character Hiro, except that we actually named it Hiro as in the superhero. So that's why he is named Hiro. My favorite memory with Hiro is the first time that we did not have to put him in the bathroom, where we brought him home for the first time, and it was this gigantic house, and we didn't want him to be overwhelmed and to start scratching. We didn't know what kind of cat he was yet. So for the first few nights, for about 2 weeks straight, we would, every time we would go to bed, we would put him in the bathroom, his area with his food and his litter, and just let him kind of feel adapted and more at home and know where his place is, so that he would know where to go to eat, where he would go to the bathroom. And I felt always super guilty doing that to him. And I know that it wasn't wrong, but it just felt horrible. So the first time that we let him and not put him in the bathroom at night, even when he was so used to it, he would go to it at night, but then we left it open, and he, like, you can tell how happy he was, and he was running around the house, and he just felt so ready to be nurtured and be here in this household. So I think that's my favorite memory of him for sure. That, or the first time he ever licked me, like he kissed me and just comes to my face. And those are definitely some moments that he tells me, like, okay, I love you. So it makes me feel like I'm doing something right. Hiro's favorite food is chicken. He loves chicken. He's actually not curious at all about any other food but chicken. If I'm eating, you know, any other food and I try giving it to him, he's just gonna completely ignore it. He doesn't eat human food at all. Even if we're trying to give him a little piece of something, he doesn't like it. But the second he smells chicken, oh, he comes running. He loves it. His food is actually entirely chicken. We're actually currently trying to work out a new plan for him to eat, just because we want to help him with his tummy, where there's no wheats, there's no grains, and it's, you know, more just a lot of protein and vitamins. So, and it's chicken, and he loves it. He loves it. Even his treats, when we're trying to give him treats and reward him for doing really good things, it's chicken. That's where he really, really becomes curious. Besides chicken, the only other thing he is curious about is Rice Krispies, which is really weird. And I think it's more for the sound and the milk. Whenever I'm having Rice Krispies, it immediately makes that pop sound, and he runs to the table and he sits with me and he looks at it until he can smell it. And as soon as he does, he tries to have a little bit of milk, and that's it. My milk is lactose free, which means he can have it. You're not supposed to really give milk to cats. So the lactose free definitely makes it tolerable for him. And we're both lactose intolerant, so that's one thing we have in common. I swear, if Hiro was in Super Smash Brothers or he played it, I think he would definitely main Incineroar. I feel like that's his idol. He looks at how beautifully muscular that cat is, and he just wants to be that cat. So definitely Incineroar, and I think he would main Hiro just because they have the same name, so I think they would get along. Hiro has been extremely close to us and so happy that quarantine has been happening. We're all home. He always has someone to bother. He always has someone to cuddle with and get pets from, and he's just that kind of cat. So the fact that we've all been home, he's been purring nonstop and just being with us. He's definitely happier that we're here for sure. He loves quarantine. He's thanking coronavirus. He doesn't care what's happening in the world. He's just happy that we're home. I think I'm Hiro's favorite top player, or Jay, because whenever we're at tournaments and my mom or dad is at home, Hiro will actually sit down and watch it with them, and he's very familiar and he sees us on the screen and he just kind of stares. So I'm pretty sure we're his favorites. Hiro's favorite song is the Animal Crossing theme. Every time I'm playing Animal Crossing in the basement, he comes down and he just sits nearby and he watches. He likes the sound of the day or nighttime. I think he feels calm about those sounds. He is somebody that he doesn't enjoy something loud. So if something is very aggressive or loud, really heavy, he kind of gets scared and shy, and he walks away. He doesn't like that. Like the minute I start screaming during my streams, he walks away. He's not into it. He's like, see you later, you know? So that's for sure. He like, I think Animal Crossing is more calm, so he likes that. Hiro loves the late night zoomies. He is nocturnal, so he sleeps most of the day, and then around 9 or 10 p.m. at night, he wakes up and he is running everywhere. He meows. He's finding imaginary rats and squirrels that don't actually exist. He's practicing his hunting skills. My room is right next to his, and then my door is always open in case he needs me. And he will literally attack his toys at night and just roll on the floor, and I'll just wake up really suddenly and look at him, and he looks at me back, and then he runs away and he chirps about it. So he definitely gets the late night zoomies all night, and then I think he passes out around he probably passes out around 2, sleeps for about an hour, and then from 5 a.m. onwards, that's it. Like he's back to the zoomies until around 11 a.m. That's when he goes back to sleep. Hiro's favorite thing to do with me personally is to go outside. I'm the one who takes him outside for some fresh air. I think it's really important to give your pets that fresh air and that nature that they are meant to be in, that environment. So I try to take him out as much as I can. If it's a cold day, I won't let him. If it's windy, we don't go out because he hates the wind. Whenever it gets windy, he runs to the door and wants to go back inside, and he starts meowing like crazy. So outside for sure. He'll beg me to go outside. He'll guide me to the door. That's his favorite thing to do by far. Hiro definitely prefers Blaze the cat. He loves girls. They don't like him very much though. He will look outside in the garden, and sometimes some outdoor cats will just come by, and you could tell like they are women. They are looking for something, and Hiro will just meow until they notice him. And they'll come at him and they'll immediately start hissing, and they'll just leave, and Hiro will get really, really sad. So it's kind of funny and sad at the same time, but I think he would definitely prefer Blaze over Big the cat. The only time Hiro's ever scared me is the first time he ever had a hairball. I've never had a pet in my life. So the first time he was coughing up hairball, he made this really big sound that sounded like he was going to be sick, or if he was going to pass out or stop breathing, and I was very, very nervous at first because I thought something was wrong, and I called my girlfriend who has 4 cats, and I said, what's going on? What is this? And then she was like, oh, he's just coughing up a hairball, no problem. So that's the only time he scared us. Once when it was Christmas, the first time he was here with us, we had our cousin bring over their dog, and Hiro does not like dogs at all, and he ran upstairs and hid the entire night on the top part of like our roof inside. So he just kind of stayed there all night, and that worried me because I wanted to make sure he was okay. Besides that, he's never scared us. He's such a good boy, and he's good. Hiro is my best friend. He's the thing I look forward to seeing every time I come home from school or from work or from a tournament. The hardest thing is to be away from him for so long when I'm away at events, or for about a week or a couple of days even the first 24 hours. It's very hard to not think of him. I will always just be like, is he being taken care of? Is he lonely? Is he meowing? And my dad will tell us he's searching for us, or he's meowing and things like that. And he knows when I'm leaving, and it's really sad because I'll have my luggage out a few days before I leave to get ready to pack, and he will just sit in it. He will just sit in it, and he will meow, and he knows I'm leaving, and when he sees me pack, he just stares. He knows. He definitely knows. So he is he's like my soulmate. He really understands me, and I understand what he wants and what he needs, and he understands what I need, and we're just able to give that to each other. I wake up, the first thing I'm looking forward to seeing is him, and I follow him. We have our routine, and we're just hanging out together. And it's the same thing when I come home. I whenever I'm on my way home, I go, oh yay, I get to see Hiro, and he just makes me so happy and feels so loved, and I don't know where I'd be today without him. I think my anxiety would still be just as bad as 2 years ago, and if it weren't for him, I don't want to imagine. I don't imagine it with any other family. I think he's mine. He's my baby boy, and I'm so proud to call him mine. He's the perfect cat that I can never let go. He's my baby. Like, I'm just looking at you. He's just like, can you help me?